showering and things, and that's okay. I remained positive throughout these past 30 minutes and redoing this video so many times, and it's all good. Now it's just a little darker, which you guys like anyway, so it's fine. Everything's great. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today is an old school favorites video mixed with a twist. So I'm going to be talking about my favorite shows of the moment that you must watch, and I'm going to incorporate a trigger themed around that show. You guys really liked the I tried ASMR type videos, where I'm rambling and then have a little bit of triggers mixed in. So we're gonna do one similar to that. So if you enjoy that video, then I think you'll like this one as well. You guys wanted creative, you wanted quality, and I'm gonna give it to you. No, but before I start, so I actually wanted to address for 2 seconds. I made, someone's weed whacking again. We're gonna just pretend that they're not. I made a community post today, this morning, where I reposted it from Patreon, saying that one of the comments on my last video made me cry, because it was just good old-fashioned constructive criticism. It really wasn't hardcore or intense or anything hate at all, but it just made me upset because they referenced that they just didn't think I thought the quality of my videos was going to be better now that I'm posting less, and they didn't feel like that video was a quality video, which everyone's entitled to their opinions. And then I shared that it did, make me upset and made me cry, and I know some of the people, and I didn't leave any names or say that I was angry about it, or pissed or anything, and I specifically said, don't find these comments and say anything mean to the people, which I think you guys know, adults watch my channel for the most part, not teenagers and kids, so I'm not too worried about petty things like that happening, but some people were I don't feel sorry for you, or you're stirring the pot or whatever, which I can understand the stirring the pot thing, but I just want to say I didn't mean to do that. I more just shared that to kind of let you guys know that exes as a business move. It's so good. The White Lotus. Boom. I don't have a lotus, but I have some fake roses. The White Lotus on HBO is so good. It's about, so basically at the beginning, the very beginning of the show, so there's no spoilers here, you know that someone is going to die, but you don't know who. And it's about different people. They're not related in any way or anything, but a bunch of different people and their story of how they how their stories and their interactions, like how they intertwined at this resort in Hawaii. The White Lotus. So there's a family, mom, dad, kids. There's the hotel, manager guy. There's a newlywed couple on their honeymoon. There's a spa manager, the manager of the spa. There's a woman who's single, who just lost her mother. She's just there by herself. And they all kind of cross paths in different ways. I'm pretty positive the episode that I watched was just the end, the whole series, not the whole series, the whole season. And someone I think told me that they're doing a season 2, which I'm pumped about. This show, it's so interesting because when you watch it, when you're first watching it, the first 2-3 episodes, it almost feels like nothing is happening, but something's coming, and it's all building up to that final storyline. Those types of shows are my favorite. Every now and again, I do like a corny show, to mix that in. Something light that you don't have to think about, that you can keep on while you're watching. While you're scrolling through TikTok. It's like a comfort thing. And I do have that type of show in my list. But when I can't predict what's going to happen and I'm just enthralled in the storyline and the people, it's just the best. I highly recommend this show. It is so good. Great cast of characters. It almost feels a little creepy in the beginning, but it's not. There's humor laced into it. It's really good. Highly recommend. Okay. Next is also on HBO. I'll show you my little prop before. The next show is Succession on HBO. Succession. Before I reveal how my little prop is on par with the theme, can you guess if you've watched it? I have a knife. Why? It's not about murder, stabbings. So, Succession is a show about a family, the Roy family. They're mega millionaires, maybe even billionaires, from their father's business. Logan Roy, he owns Roy Star Waco. Oh my god, forgetting the name of the business. He owns a business. He's this old guy. He's 80, super gorgeous and authentic. It's this huge, it's a castle, it's huge. I think there's like 100 bedrooms, like something crazy. But because it's filmed in the, 1910s, 20s, whatever, I have this thing. I think it was like a lighter. Guys, I'm not 100% sure, but I found it in my grandfather's house, and it says his name on it, and it says 1916. I think it was my great-grandfather's lighter thing, whatever. This is representative of the time period that Downton Abbey takes place in. It's just super interesting because you are following along with like 10, 15, 20 different characters and their stories all at once. And you see like I said, the fashion and things evolving, but also just the times evolving. Like it starts with them having like 50 like servants and butlers, and the first butler, second butler, this, that, and the other. And then going into like, things starting to become a little bit more modern, less staff, women working. Oh my god, the scandal, things like that. It's just great, great, great. There are some sad episodes, some happy. There's a little humor mixed in, especially with the grandmothers. So I highly recommend if you've not checked it out. My sister told me, and my mom told me that I should watch The Crown, which is about Princess Diana. And I actually have watched The Crown a little bit before. A couple years ago, I tried a few episodes. I wasn't really into it. But I feel like now that I've watched this show about, these almost royal-like people, that I want to, it's like almost like a continuation of Downton Abbey, like, 30 years later or whatever. So I might give The Crown another try because I know it's really good and like critically acclaimed. Alright, so next we're pivoting a little bit. I've got this shoe. So the next one is a reality show called My Unorthodox Life. And this was recommended to me by Netflix. She knows me too well. And it's just a really like fun, glamorous reality show about a woman named Julia Hart, who is CEO of the Elite Group, just like a huge like modeling agency turned, they have like now I think fashion line and whatever. Don't quote me on like the exact specifics of it, but she's basically this woman. She's a CEO, and her story is that she grew up in a very super strict Orthodox Jewish community in, I forget the name of the town. It's somewhere in New York. And she like, grew up very sheltered and, less than men and, unhappy and things, and kind of, she talks about being like brainwashed, by this almost like cult-like community. And she talks about how she basically, so at however old she, after she was like married, had kids, like adult kids, she got out of it. She packed up her bags one day and left, and she moved to Manhattan. She was at first selling shoes. She like to get money to leave, she was selling like insurance or something. And then she started designing shoes. And then she was, I think, I forget what her position was at some lingerie company. And then she moved into being CEO of the Elite Group. Like, it's just a very inspiring story that like you can always follow your dreams, like no matter what age or no matter what your situation is, because she pretty much left like her whole like family behind, like everything she had ever known. Manhattan and be this like boss bitch businesswoman CEO, which is super inspiring. The reason I have this shoe is number one, yeah, she was designing shoes at one point, but number two, she's this just super like extra woman, and she wears these like sky high heels like every day and these crazy like super flashy outfits because she was never allowed to wear that in the community that she grew up in. Women had to be covered and seen, not heard, things like that. So she tries to like express herself with her fashion and her shoes, and I'm so for that. Being able to do what you want, wear what you want as a woman, and not to be told otherwise. And it's just inspiring, and it's the story of her and her family and how some of her kids are still like adjusting to the life of Manhattan versus where they were living before, and kind of finding their way. It's definitely, a little like silly and cheesy at times, but aren't all reality shows. I just like the main message behind it of following your dreams, never letting anyone tell you no, and, not letting your situation or your surroundings like hinder you from being able to have the life that you want to live. Alright. And then finally, we went from like the best to like the silliest. The last one is cooking with Paris. And I have some cashews, some chocolate covered cashews. It's actually close to 8 o'clock and I have not eaten dinner yet because I tried to film this video at like 6:30 and I couldn't because of the lawn mowing brigade. So I'm actually looking forward to eating this. So, I know you guys know who Paris Hilton is unless you live under a rock. She basically came out with this just super goofy cooking show where she invites over her friend, a celebrity guest. The first episode was Kim Kardashian, the next was Saweetie. I think I stopped there at episode 2. I'll finish though. And they cook like whatever. Her and Kim made breakfast. Her and Saweetie made like tacos and margaritas and stuff. And it's just goofy because it's Paris Hilton and like she plays this like character of herself that's like, dumb blonde, whatever. I think she's smarter than she leads on, which like she's admitted before. And they're just like in her house, cooking, eating, hanging out. There's no like substance to this show. It's just like funny and fun and cute, and it's just extra. I just love Paris Hilton. I've loved her forever. ASMR community, like, is understanding of like feeling anxious or alone or just like needing a hug